Quick disclaimer, information in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and is not intended to be treated as medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare team before making changes to your diet, lifestyle, supplementation, or medication.
Instead of struggling to lose weight, it's time to understand how your body works to gain weight so that you can reverse the cycle and effortlessly lose weight.
Welcome to Type 2 Diabetes Talk, the place where we chat about what really works to treat type 2 diabetes and prediabetes naturally with nutrition and lifestyle. If you're looking to optimize blood sugar and A1C, lose weight, reduce medications, and improve your overall health, this is the place to be. Now, here's your host, Type 2 Diabetes Nutrition Specialist, Dr. Jetta.
Hello, wonderful people, and here we are for episode 12 of the show. A dozen down already and many, many more dozens of shows to come. Really, there are so many topics for us to chat about. But right now, I want to dig into the topic of today, which is weight loss. Mike said, I have lots of problems with trying to lose weight. I also have a concern about my blood pressure. It is up and down. The contradiction that I get told about what is safe and what is not safe to eat, but then I look at another table and they say the opposite to what the first one said. Camille said, I am struggling to lose weight and keep it off. And I know many members who first join us express similar challenges. For instance, Janet said, I want to start to lose weight. I would like to lose weight naturally without the use of medications. I tried a weightlifting program with very little success. Weight came right back on. Diane said, I need to lose weight to lower my A1C and I want to make this a lifelong change to be healthier. I think many of us can relate to these comments. Weight loss can seem difficult, and if we lose the weight, we want it to stay off. When I was sitting down to plan out this episode, I honestly didn't know where to start because we could probably do a whole series on this topic and perhaps we'll need to continue on with follow-up episodes in future. After pondering on this for quite some time, I decided that what I wanted to share with you today is a new perspective and way to think about weight loss, which I have found to work for more than 2 decades now. And there is some good scientific discussion occurring around this unique and intuitive method of weight loss, and I think you will find today's chat very interesting. After this episode, you can hopefully leave some of those weight loss struggles behind and follow a new path to successful long-term weight loss. If you want to access show notes, references, and resources for the things I talk about today, head to the website type2diabetestalk.com and access episode 12 to find them. And of course, if you're one of our members, you can find additional perks and resources alongside episode 12 of the show inside the members site. Before I dig into chatting about this new perspective for effective weight loss, I'd like to address a few things briefly. Firstly, weight loss can seem difficult, but it doesn't have to be. If you were fortunate to listen to episode 7, where Wilma shared her story, you would have heard that weight was always an issue for her until she joined us as a member at DMP and took the T2 Diet program. From there, the weight loss has been effortless for her. We've seen this time and time again. For instance, Milena told us she couldn't believe how easy it was for her to lose 9 pounds or 4 kilos in 16 weeks. Helen, after struggling to lose weight for ages, finally lost 57 pounds or 26 kilos and is continuing to lose and improve her health. I want you to know weight loss is possible when you know how. Secondly, if you have issues with weight and blood pressure, like Mike suggested, these are very likely to be the result of the same thing, a result of your altered metabolism, which I've talked about briefly before, but after today's episode, you'll begin to gain a deeper understanding of this relationship. Another thing is, when it comes to weight loss, exercise can help. That's certainly true, but it's not the be-all and end-all it's made out to be. You can lose weight without exercise. I know because I've personally coached many people who've been unable to do any exercise and they have still successfully lost weight. That's not to say, as I said, that exercise isn't good. It is great for our health, of course, but it's not the key to weight loss. In terms of medications, you don't really want to turn to weight loss medications because unless you plan to take those for the rest of your life, you are going to put the weight back on once you stop, plus potentially extra weight as well. For instance, we know drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy have grown in popularity for weight loss, but the evidence shows that people quickly put the weight back on when stopping the drug. And with any medication, there are also side effects to consider as well. I also want to add that it's really important to stop obsessing over losing weight. What I mean by this is that if weight is our only focus, we get trapped into that diet mentality, and often that can lead to things like chasing the next best diet, severe calorie restriction, yo-yo dieting, and binge eating. And none of those things are helpful at all. In order to lose weight, you need to think differently and focus on overall wellness, focus on overall health from the inside out. And that's exactly why we're going to dig in to chat about this new perspective for effective weight loss. There is a common way we all think about weight loss. The societal norm, which is that weight loss is all about energy balance. If we eat less and do more, we'll lose weight. This is the common way we think about things, and it's contributed to the common dietary norm we have all believed too, that we need to zone in on calories and in particular, the amount of calories we eat. We get told to reduce calories because a calorie deficit is the only way to lose weight. We've been led to believe that the key to weight loss is simply consuming fewer calories than we burn. Based on this thinking, we can eat anything as long as we get that calorie deficit. So we see people trying to reduce calories down to 1,600, 1,400 or even 1,200 calories per day. And in addition, people often try to do more activity, of course. We've been following this advice to eat less and do more for a very long time. But when we look around, rates of overweight and obesity continue to grow. And on a personal level, we've seen these types of calorie reduction diets frequently fail for many people. The willpower and the need to control food quantities is difficult. The increased hunger that people experience often leads to binge eating. And the other thing is, weight loss on calorie-restricted diets is often put back on, which is counterproductive and emotionally deflating. In scientific terms, this way of considering weight loss is known as the energy balance model. So let's think about the whole concept of weight loss completely differently. Instead of restricting calories, another way to think about this is to focus on what you eat, the quality of the food you eat, which is the method that I've used to get great weight loss results with people for more than 2 decades. And it's the method used in my T2 diet program, which, as you might have heard me speak about previously, was proven in a randomized control trial to promote significant weight loss in 16 weeks. With my programs, people don't focus on calorie counting. Instead, they focus on the quality of the foods they eat. In fact, one of the rules we have in the T2 diet program and DMP is to eat until you're satisfied. Of course, that doesn't mean eat everything and anything until you're satisfied. There are guidelines around this, of course. The message is that if you focus on what you eat and the quality of the food you eat, then you don't have to think about calories. When you do this, you'll find that in most cases you can effortlessly lose weight like Wilma explained when sharing her story back in episode 7. Why would this be? Okay, let's think about this energy balance model that everyone seems to believe. The energy balance model focuses solely on calories. Calories in, calories out. And as such, all calories are equal. They are all the same, regardless of what they are. We could eat low-fat packaged and processed diet foods all day, as long as we reduce our calories. If we think about this for 1 second logically though, I think we can all agree this makes no sense. Even if we reduce our calories to 1,200 calories, 1,200 calories of processed junk food is not the same as 1,200 calories of nutritious, fresh, whole foods. Eating 1,200 calories of low-fat, packaged and processed foods all day is not going to produce the same result as eating 1,200 calories of essential proteins and fats we need to enable our metabolism to function optimally. 1,200 calories of junk food is not the same as 1,200 calories of nutrient-dense, fresh, whole foods. 1,200 calories of nutrient-dense, fresh, whole foods is going to have a very different effect on your body and its overall functions. Logically, when you think about this, you can see this makes sense. An alternative way of thinking about things that, as I said earlier, is prompting some good scientific thought and discussion is the carbohydrate-insulin model, which provides us with a physiological explanation of body weight control that can help us to gain a new perspective for effective weight loss. The carbohydrate-insulin model proposes that because we are consuming more sugar and processed foods, high carbohydrate foods, this leads to hormonal and metabolic changes in the body that promote fat storage, increased hunger, and decreased energy expenditure. It is what we eat that is at the core of the problem. This way of thinking about things brings us back to focusing on overall wellness and health from the inside out, because to achieve weight loss, we need to focus on our body as a whole and realise that all our metabolic processes are intricately connected. When it comes to weight loss, we often hear the word metabolism thrown around, but metabolism isn't just about weight loss. The thing to understand about metabolism is it involves a complex array of chemical reactions in our bodies that are not just part of the process of converting the food you eat into the energy you need, but also for the body's ability to function. The processes of metabolism maintain our body temperature, keep our heart beating, sustain our brain function, repair cells, and much more. Within this complex and intricate system that is our miraculous body, hormones are crucial regulators of metabolism, acting as signals that help control the direction and speed of various metabolic processes that take place. Insulin in particular is a hormone that is important to understand in this whole process. It's important to understand in terms of your diabetes and in terms of weight gain and weight loss too. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas that circulates in the blood to different parts of the body, and no doubt you have heard of it because it is a hormone that helps regulate blood sugar levels. Insulin has various roles in different tissues throughout the body, but the main role of insulin is as an energy storage hormone. Insulin pushes energy, primarily from glucose or carbohydrate, into the body's tissues, especially into fat cells. Insulin makes fat, more insulin, more fat. You might be thinking, but I have diabetes. Doesn't that mean my pancreas is producing less insulin? Well, no, it doesn't. In most cases, it's the exact opposite. Your pancreas is overproducing insulin. In most people, the pancreas is functioning perfectly well, and therein lies a major issue. Not only do you have high glucose levels, you also have high circulating insulin levels, something known as hyperinsulinemia, an increased production of insulin. As I said, your pancreas is overproducing insulin and you have high insulin levels. Insulin makes fat, more insulin, more fat. So high levels of insulin in the body leads to more fat storage. In fat cells, yes. So you'll see weight gain and difficulty with weight loss. But you'll also see fat accumulation in the liver, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. High liver fat limits the effectiveness of insulin to do its job and alters the way the liver metabolizes glucose and fats and can lead to things like changes in cholesterol, often high triglycerides and low HDL, and of course, you get weight gain. High insulin also causes sodium retention in the kidneys, leading to fluid retention and higher blood pressure. And all of this leads to increased inflammation in the body's cells. This is a small glimpse of the effects, but as you can now imagine, one imbalance in the body leads to a cascade effect that begins to impact all the metabolic and hormonal processes in the body. But as I explained this, I hope you can also begin to imagine how all of these things are connected. Your diabetes, your weight gain, your high blood pressure or altered cholesterol, among other things.
Are you ready to take charge of your diabetes health? Dr. Jetta's T2 diet program has been clinically proven in a randomized controlled trial to dramatically reduce A1C, weight, and medications in just 16 weeks. The T2 diet program will guide you step by step to discover an eating plan that feels natural and sustainable for you, and most importantly, works to get results. Learn more and join the program today at type2diabetestalk.com/programs.
Coming back to the topic of weight loss, the carbohydrate-insulin model proposes high sugar, high carbohydrate, and low quality diets, or in other words, our modern diet, leads to hormonal and metabolic changes in the body that drive this fat storage. And as I've just alluded to, a whole lot of other associated problems too. Here we are facing an altered metabolism. So in order to reverse these effects, we need to think differently and focus on overall wellness. Focus on overall health from the inside out, because we can certainly re-alter our metabolism. The body is very intelligent, so when we start nurturing it with the right foods and the right things, it brings itself naturally back into balance. So how exactly do we do that? It really is quite simple, and I've already given you the secret at the beginning of the show. Focus on what you eat. Focus on the quality of the food you eat, because when it comes to weight loss, it all comes down to what you eat. It's all about your diet and nutrition. When you provide your body with quality nutrition, you are supporting your body to do its job, which it naturally knows how to do. I covered the types of foods to eat and avoid back in episode 6. Briefly, you want to lower your intake of high-carb starchy foods, sugar and processed junk foods, and improve the quality of what you eat by choosing real whole foods, proteins like fresh meats and seafood, lots of fresh vegetables, healthy fats, nuts, seeds, and dairy products. Of course, based on what we've talked about today, that weight gain and weight loss are based on this carbohydrate-insulin model, one of the primary targets to consider is in adjusting your carbohydrate intake. My general recommendation is to eat between 50 to 100 grams of carbs per day, which gets great results for our members and has been proven in the randomized control trial assessing my T2 diet program to achieve great results as well. And you can do that simply by focusing on what you eat and the quality of the foods you eat. As I said, choosing real whole foods, proteins like fresh meats and seafood, lots of fresh vegetables, healthy fats, nuts, seeds, and dairy products. As a consequence of this type of eating plan, glucose levels come down, insulin levels come down, liver fat goes down, liver function improves, insulin function improves, your overall metabolism improves, and your body starts to burn fat naturally, effortlessly. Plus, you can do it without hunger and deprivation, which is really important. And the other thing is, once you find this sweet spot, you'll be easily able to maintain weight as well. With diabetes, to lose weight, you really have to get your blood sugar levels under control, or you will have difficulties doing it. And based on what I've talked about today, I hope you realise why. If your blood sugar levels are high, you're going to be stuck in a repetitive cycle of hormonal and metabolic imbalance. So by focusing on quality nutrition for diabetes, you're actually going to turn more than one stone. People often see multiple health changes occurring as a result of quality nutrition. Lower blood sugar, weight loss, lower blood pressure, improvements in cholesterol, reduced inflammation, and the list goes on. Nutrition is very powerful. That's why I love it so much. It's complex, but really it's so easy as well. We just need to make the decision to do it, and the changes we can make can be incredible and incredibly rewarding as well. I always think it's good to remind ourselves that this is an absolutely amazing system and an amazing body that we have all been given. It does everything we need it to do on autopilot, without a thought from us at all. When we can love and nurture it so that it helps support the natural function, then our body thanks us back in return. So the thing is, just start somewhere. Start by making a few small changes. It might be upgrading your breakfast options or cutting out or even cutting down on the sugar. Listen back to episode 6 for more detail on the types of foods to eat. Listen back to episode 8 for tips on overcoming sugar cravings. Listen to episode 7 and draw inspiration and motivation from Wilma's story. Listen to episode 5, where I spoke to Dr. Doug J. Moore about effective mindset strategies to overcome obstacles. And if you need more help, if you still find you're struggling, don't do it alone. Come join us as a member so you can get the right resources and support to help you do it. I hope you found this episode interesting and insightful in helping you understand that weight loss isn't just about chasing the next best diet or trying to do some crazy weight loss method, but understanding your body and focusing on what you eat and the quality of food you eat will lead to the most effective weight loss and long-term weight loss too. So, I'm going to leave you on that note. Next week, we're going to be taking a closer look at eggs. We hear so many things about them, so we're going to dispel some myths, look at the facts, and discover their health benefits. So be sure to tune in. See you then. Dr. Jetta, over and out.
Thanks for tuning in to Type 2 Diabetes Talk. Please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. And for episode replays, episode notes, and more, visit type2diabetestalk.com. New episodes are available Tuesdays, 10 a.m. US Eastern Time, or your time zone equivalent. Thanks again. We're truly grateful to be a part of your life and help make a real difference.